Nicole Alonge and Shawn Redwood, thank you very much on behalf of British Council.
Yeah.
On behalf of TESOL, I'm going to start this again. I live at the British Council the rest of my life. Okay, right. Sorry. Let's start. So, Nicole Alonge and Shawn Redwood, thank you very much on behalf of TESOL-SPAIN for coming to our conference and being keynote speakers.
Thanks. No, thank you.
Thank you. Wonderful. And I'd like to ask you about your talk. What were you talking about? How did it go this morning?
All right, so you can start.
Okay.
Yeah, women first.
Well, actually, you should start because you were.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, our talk talked about providing effective reading strategies for analyzing texts. And since I teach first year international relations, well, introduction to English for international relations, not international relations, okay? I deal more with the articles that I find in the newspaper and things, for example, predicting and learning how to scan and skim texts, asking questions. And that is a good foundation that the students need in order to make it to the third and fourth year. So in my part, I talk about basics as far as using the picture and how you can ask students to predict what they're going to read about, looking at the title, making predictions, and actually have them predict some of the vocabulary. So anything to get them engaged in the reading. And then as you're reading, you question. What are some of the questions that you have as you're going through, and then you respond to those questions, and it actually leads to good discussion and a good debate as well. And then that is when Nicole came in and said what she did in third and fourth year.
Right, so we fast forward from the time they enter the university, and then when they're leaving the university, that's when they come to me. And they have to read academic articles and have a discussion and debate. So rather than throw a text at them that's complicated, we need to give them the tools to be able to do that. So I focused on the types of questions they should be asking, how to look for vocabulary, how to take the old strategies like highlighting an entire text, and just picking out the things they really need to see in order to understand and have an intellectual discussion.
And how did you come to giving a talk together?
Well,
we work together,
Okay.
but we teach in different levels.
Right.
All right. So I'm on the Canto Blanco campus of Universidad Pontifical Comillas, and she's on the main campus in Alberto Aguilera y Cade.
Okay.
And so when we decided, we said, wait a minute, we both teach international relations. Well, she doesn't go on the debate side and on the introduction. And I said, why don't we talk about what we do in our respective levels? Because I have to give them the good foundation. And then Nicole said to Shawn, what works for you by the time they come to me, even though you give them the foundation, like the star diagram, who, what, when, where, why, how, doesn't work for academic articles, but you say it works well for your particular level. And then that's when I said, well, why don't we do something together to show how there is some cohesion and how we actually are giving them a foundation in my class that prepares them for third and fourth year, so they're able to start reading the articles, but then from there, they have to add different skills.
So it's really connecting those two courses together in the progression.
Okay. So have you given talks together in the past?
Not together.
Not together, but yeah.
But we met at TESOL-SPAIN 2013.
In
That's
Seville.
so beautiful.
Yes, in Seville, yes.
We each were giving our own talks, and that's how we met, actually. So,
Yeah. And so we actually enjoyed it because the first thing that we said was, wait a minute, why don't we just talk together? Since we're sharing the same thread as far as international relations, we can actually speak together and say how what I do prepares them for third and fourth, and what you do actually talks about they need more skills, especially debating skills.
And what was the audience reaction to your talk? It was very early this morning.
Yes.
To be taken into
we
consideration.
liked the fact that it was early because we said, well, sometimes when it's early in the morning, we understand some people are not going to be up and see things right away. But those who come will come because they want to. And I thought the feedback was good.
We
They
had
seemed engaged.
about 55 people this morning.
That's good. That's
At 9 o'clock on a Saturday. I was projecting at least 20.
Could go either,
Exactly, yeah, because it's a Saturday morning. But then when Nicole took the survey, and she simply asked, how many of you actually work with university students in academic articles? I would say about 25 to 30 hands went up.
That's right.
I was impressed. Yes.
Which is something we always said we want to see more of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More things, especially for university,
Yeah.
because it was 1 year that I gave a talk about business English. And I thought I would have 5. I ended up with 17, 20. And they were saying, thank you so much, Shawn, because there's very little for business English. And so maybe that's something to think about next year. Maybe even if we don't present together, I know we want to present, but something for university level again, because we're seeing some things are lacking. And we say, but that's a good way to actually improve as well. You know, some things more for university.
And what about the conference itself? I mean, you've obviously been regulars at TESOL for a good few years.
Yeah.
Are you enjoying yourselves in Oviedo?
Love it.
Oh, this is
Love
great.
it.
Yes,
It
and I was
attracted
here.
us to come.
Exactly, that was
We
it.
love it.
Yes, and I was here in December because I'm a Cambridge English language presenter, and I go throughout Spain and present for the Cambridge English exams. And I was just here in December, of course, of last year. And I said, oh my God, this place is beautiful. So when it said Oviedo, I already knew my hotel. I already knew where everything was. I got super excited. The food here is wonderful.
Wonderful.
Yes, and the
And
conference is great
obviously
too.
nice
Conference is great.
That's true.
Yeah. And one
Blue
thing,
sky is always good, isn't it?
that's true. And one thing I can say, thinking about other people as well, and hearing the chatter and the talk going on, people are so impressed with the number of talks that are given in each strand, and they're just so impressed that sometimes I don't know which one should I go to, and so some of them divide and conquer. Okay, so you go to this one, you go to this one, and we'll all take notes, because in each strand people say I don't know which one to go to. They all sound so interesting. So I can give that to TESOL as well for choosing well and choosing wisely. Will they make it so certain people don't know which one to go to? But even that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's a very good thing.
I mean, it's a shame that you miss out things, but you have to come back next year. And if
Ex-
people didn't see you on
Thank
Saturday morning
you.
at 9 o'clock, they
Yes.
don't come back next year and see you on
Exactly.
Saturday morning at 10 o'clock.
Exactly. Yes, yes.
Well, thank you very much on behalf of
Okay.
Jesus.
Thanks.
All
I
right,
hope
well-
you enjoy the rest of the conference.
Oh, we will. Thank you so much. Once again, thank you for having us as keynote speakers. We really enjoyed it.
Our pleasure.
Yeah, thank you.